That sucked, Mario. I'm not going to lie. That one was brutal. We are here, Mario Maitland, Zack Geoghegan for KSR's Rapid Reaction. We're here at Memorial Coliseum where less than 30 minutes ago, La Familia just lost a absolute
heartbreaker, man.
Absolute heartbreaker to Eberlein Drive, Archie Goodman's former team, 71-70. Eberlein Drive won on an Elam-ending game-winning three-pointer from where was it? Right, somewhere around over there-ish area. La Familia had a few chances to win this game.
Rebounds killed this.
Archie Goodwin went 1 for 2 at the line. The one he missed would have won the game.
Yep.
Just a tough way to lose all around, like you said. Offensive rebounds. I mean, I'm sure it felt like a dozen different, especially in the Elam ending, missed offensive rebounding opportunities for La Familia, which led to, you could have come by. It would have been fine. She was trying to sneak around us there.
Okay.
Multiple, at least it felt like a dozen. They were just firing up bad three after bad three. Eberlein Drive was, and then finally they get a wide open one to fall in.
Rebounds, dude. Rebound. And I said that to you and Steve from the first quarter. I said rebounds. We got to get some rebounds, and we didn't get rebounds. That's why we lost. I don't want to blame it all on Archie.
No,
absolutely not. I can't just blame it on him. But yeah, I got to go with the rebounds, man. We got to be able to get rebounds in those situations.
Out-rebounded on the offensive glass by 7. It was 17-10. It really felt like a lot more than that. Eberlein Drive, especially the number 0, Watson, just the biggest, most athletic dude on the floor. You could tell. I don't know if he finished with 10 rebounds, but he was just eating everybody up down there. Really hard to stop. That's where La Familia's kind of lack of size and physicality really came into play. Until it didn't, when Willie Cauley-Stein was out here playing like it was 2015 again, kind of running up and down the floor in that fourth quarter. He looked amazing, and then he gets hurt down there at the end. And
Zack, it was an emotional roller coaster, man, because we came out in the first quarter very, very slow.
Yes.
And I'm watching the game, and I'm like, this is not looking good at all. At all. And then by the time, the third quarter came, we started to make a little bit of a run. We were up by 7, I think, around, the fourth quarter, going into the fourth quarter. And then, Willie Cauley-Stein gets the steal, and he gets the dunk, and, everybody's going crazy. And we got to shout out Khalil Whitney. I mean,
shout out.
This dude's probably the most impressive that I've seen out of everybody from the start of TBT tournament to now. Khalil Whitney was the real deal. I got to give my flowers to him, man. He killed it.
He was awesome. He finished with 18 points tonight. He had a huge three. I think it was in the Elam ending, Steven. You might remember better than I do, Khalil Whitney's three. But I want to give him the lead. Yeah, it gave him the lead in the Elam, maybe in the fourth quarter. Yeah. But you could tell he was going to fire it up. I think maybe down a couple points. He was lining himself up over here. All of a sudden, the Go Big Blue chant started chanting.
Oh, it was incredible.
And you could see Whitney line us up. He's like, all right, this is my moment. This is the moment that he never got at Kentucky. Was to have that opportunity to hit a huge shot in front of the fans. Fans were great again today.
Fans were amazing.
It was kind of like a little bit of a late arriving crowd with the 6 p.m. start. But once they got here, it was awesome. Khalil Whitney lines up that three, drains it. That was part of a 16-0 run.
It was the
from
loudest.
La Familia.
It was the loudest I've heard throughout all the games. This game was the loudest I've heard it. It was
especially during that 16-0 run.
It was
amazing. Place was rocking. I remember on Willie's where he tiptoed the baseline here. Both Steven and I jumped up at, we're leaning over media row here to see, is he going to stay in bounds? And he comes over and he does the dunk. Yeah. That was just so much fun. And then we need to talk a little bit more about the final play there where Willie.
So what was that? What? Because I remember.
I don't really know what was happening.
He got fouled, and then I don't know. He walked to the free throw line, and then he just kind of collapsed.
He did the old Miss. We need an extra free timeout playing football type thing. That's kind of what it looked like.
And I don't know if you heard some of the La Familia guys. Some of them were saying it's broken. I'm guessing his ankle. They thought it was broken.
I don't think it was broken, to be honest. It looked like
wasn't broken.
I was fed some information from people who were watching the TV broadcast.
It was not broken.
Like maybe a little bit embellishing it a little bit from Willie Cauley-Stein, but it gave Archie an opportunity to redeem himself. But then again, he had the 6 missed free throws in the last game, 6 straight missed free throws.
I feel bad for him.
Then he comes here. He went 1 for 2 earlier, maybe in the fourth quarter of the Elam inning as well. Then goes 1 for 2 there. Just really brutal.
That's tough for him.
Way to
especially
lose.
In his situation, Zack, you're playing your old team.
He was leading scorer every game. He was La Familia's best player.
He's led us. He's arguably been our best player. And, you play your old team. You at the line. I've heard that they picked him to shoot the free throws.
I think they did. The opposing team picked him too. Yeah.
So, man.
Got him in his head a little bit.
Yeah,
and I think Archie was in his head because it felt like on his free throws today he was taking a little bit longer on his routine. Like once he went down to settle, he held it for a few more seconds. And he said at the end of the last game in the post-game press conference, he's like, I know what I've been doing wrong, so I know how to fix it.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
I think he was in his head a little bit too much. There was a really kind of a heartbreaking moment there where the 3 went in and Archie comes over here, just laying on the ground. 20, Beckham comes over, kind of helps him up.
I feel for him.
Very
man.
tough moment to
I feel
watch.
for Archie, man.
Because, these guys have just been dying to come back in here and play in
course.
front of these fans. Gave it their all. A really just fun stretch. That 16-0 run was like, it literally felt like we were watching 2012 Kentucky basketball again. It was really a lot of fun.
Yes, it was, man. And like I said, I'm happy for Khalil, man, just because when I came in here when 50 minutes was on the clock, so about an hour before the game, and Khalil's out here shooting free throws, by himself and just getting ready. So just to see him do his thing at this stage, I'm happy for the kid. I am.
3-pointers killed them as well. I think they were either 3 for 15 or 3 for 18, something like that. DJ Burns was the guy that hit the first one, and then Khalil Whitney hits another one as well. I think they were 0 for 8 at halftime, so all the threes came after the break there. But then, so missed 3-pointers. The free throws really weren't that bad until kind of the end of the game, so that really wasn't why they lost.
I don't think their offense was bad. Like, I don't think they had bad offense.
Yeah, not at the end,
I think it was
absolutely.
just the rebounding, the glass. Like, they were killing us on the glass, getting second-chance points left and right. I think that really killed us, man.
Yeah, especially with having a guy like Watson out there who was just really tough to stay in front
dominating.
of. He was both sides of the glass, really easy for him to get to the rim. They played pretty solid all around on both ends of the floor. La Familia did. Like I said, the offense got going as the game went along. It was maybe a little bit too much isolation ball in the first quarter, and then things started to shift a little bit towards some more team-oriented play at that point. But Eberlein Drive is a good team, man. They've been in this tournament for 11 straight years now. They're one of 2 original teams. You could tell early on that they have some chemistry. A lot of these guys have played together.
You had a lot of Pacers, Indiana Pacers.
The G League scout.
The G League scout was in the building today, so there was a lot of excitement in the building, man. But I know. When's the next game? Is it Sunday?
It'll be Monday.
No one's going to be here.
No one will be here. The game will be here. Yes, the game will be. As far as I know, I think the other team on the other side of the region is a 4-7 matchup, so the winning team should play here on Monday. But and Coach Woods even said the post-game press conference. He said after he had talked about how he was upset for BBN, his team, and all, he said, and I know TBT's pissed because they're not going to get, and he said they're not going to get any coverage like they did with Kentucky fans and the Kentucky media, and he's absolutely right. They just lost out on several thousand fans coming in here, a bunch of eyes.
I was looking forward to Louisville playing Louisville. They lost, and now we lost. So
La Familia went farther though. They can at least say that. It made it around farther.
We did.
So that's definitely tough. We'll see how things, I'm sure they'll try and run it back next year. 20, I know after the end of last season, was immediately setting up next season's team, so I'm sure he'll do the exact same, try and bring it back for year 3.
I hope for the former players they get to see, through content and just, TBT watching the games, they get to see how exciting and, exciting the fan base is just rallying and all these players happy to see the players return to Kentucky. I really hope the former players that are not involved with TBT, I hope they get to see it and be like, hey, maybe I'm going to give it a chance. Maybe, Tata Washington, I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah.
We can get, I don't know, somebody. I know Kentucky, the thing about Kentucky, we have endless amounts of opportunities to get players.
Absolutely right. Another note, we had pretty much the entire Kentucky team, Coach Pope and assistants included sitting there.
Coach Pope showed up. See,
Coach Pope was here for the whole first half as well.
This is how crazy it is, Zack.
As he is, but
it's so crazy we forgot Coach Pope was here. That's how crazy it was.
He's the very end. He's getting the last shout out. But it was kind of nice. You saw some of the current players were taking autographs at the end with some of the players. I saw Darius Miller was up there again as well.
And everybody was on their feet. Everybody was on their feet, man. The basketball players was literally on the sideline almost, just standing up, talking trash the Eberlein Drive. So everybody was on their feet. I thought it was an incredible atmosphere.
But it does, and it showed
so
you,
much fun.
This was your perfect example of why the Elam ending is fun.
It's
for
fun.
not maybe not real college basketball, but for stuff like this. Man, it makes it so much more exciting.
It's so much fun.
And La Familia did have like a 6-point lead going into that Elam ending, maybe even more than that. Steven, do you remember off the top of your head? 5-point lead. 5-point lead, so they had a little bit of a cushion. Khalil Whitney scores the first 3 points, and then you get a 9-0 run from Eberlein Drive there in the Elam ending. I think it was either tie the game or take a 1-point lead.
I like the way Coach Woods is kind of riding on the young guys a little bit. Khalil Whitney, Warwick was in there playing a little bit. DJ Burns. I really like to see some of the young guys, get out there. Obviously, Durant Lamb and those guys. They're still supporting them on the bench. But it was fun to see, man. It sucks because it's July and it's over. Now we got to look forward to football. But, everything can't last forever, man.
Yeah, so. We didn't get to see DeAndre Liggins today. He suffered a minor injury in the last missed one, and then Deron Lamb at some point in the first half.
Did he get hurt?
Coach Wood said he had strained something, so I don't know what it was. He was up and moving around, so it wasn't too serious, but obviously not healthy enough to put him back in the game. So that was kind of a bummer. But like you said, Marquise Rourke came in, made some huge plays down the stretch. DJ Burns, again, I mean, there was points in the game where I was like, I wasn't even watching the game. I was just watching DJ Burns running behind the stands, hyping everyone up. There was times like they would call timeouts. La Familia's over here huddling. DJ Burns is running over here going, yeah, come on. Like, it really was a lot of fun.
I think I'm going to miss him. Out of all the players, I'm probably going to miss DJ Burns the most.
He was a joy to watch. This was a joy to watch until about half an hour ago when things kind of went south. But, Mario, I think we'll start to wrap things up here. What are your final thoughts? Final
thoughts. I mean, when Archie was at the free throw line and he was about to take the last free throw, I was in my head thinking about my celebration, my dance celebration for rapid reaction. Maybe I was going gritty.
What were you going to do?
I was probably going gritty. I was
okay. I
don't know. I was probably going to do that, but
it doesn't hit the same.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So that's a bummer. 71-70 loss for La Familia. They're out of the tournament. Eberlein Drive advances to the quarterfinals. It looks like they're about to start kicking us out here, so we'll go ahead and shut things down.
Don't turn the lights off like last time.
From Zack and Mario here at Memorial Coliseum. We'll see y'all next year. Same time next year, Mario?
Same time next year. We'll be back.
Next year.